Hello everyone, I am Tacit, and today I'm going to be going over the new Gems of War Mythic of the Colossus. As per normal, it is available for the next week in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests, and then it'll be in the drop table with everything else, so if you do want to get it, now is the easiest time to do so. As far as the Mythic itself, it is unfortunately towards a bit of the underwhelming stage. It is under the category of very tanky Mythic that does nothing. But we are going to still try some teams, see what we could do strategy-wise with it, and see if we can still make it work. So, of course, as with any Mythic like this, has a lot of tank ability, has 50% score reduction, has a little bit extra life, and even has the chance to give a bunch of random positive stats effects, with a 50% chance to create a good Gargoyle gem at the beginning of every single one of its turn. A Gargoyle gem is a recent power gem from several months ago that didn't really get too much usage. Basically, good Gargoyle gems give positive stats effects to your team, whereas bad Gargoyle gems, when taken, do negative to the opposing team. There are also various troops that end up boost ratioing from these two Gargoyle gems, or even just Gargoyle gems in general. As far as this ability, it destroys a 5x5 circle. As far as exactly what this does, I actually don't know. We're about to find out. But if I had to assume what a destroy by 5x5 circle is it's kind of like how an Uber Doom Skull is, if I had to guess. Where basically it is a 5x5 without the corners. So if you take a 5x5 grid from where you just click on, if you just minus the corners, it is that area. If it actually does that, or does a even bigger shape, I'm not sure. We're about to find out when we go use it. As far as what its ability does, it gains a bunch of life and armor, so nothing special. Unfortunately, it doesn't really get any follow-up. It's just a bunch of tank ability. And it's also boosted by all Gargoyle gems destroyed. Keep in mind that this does include bad Gargoyle gems as well if you were to utilize it with it. I don't believe any of the teams I'm using here or utilize specifically bad Gargoyle gems. If anything, did kind of like an all-in good Gargoyle gem build, since there's another thing that also boosts ratios of a good Gargoyle gems, that being the Tourmaline, one of the other Gargoyle gem related troops. Actually, never mind. He boosts by all Gargoyle gem. He just happens to also create a lot of good. But basically, we're just going to get a lot of good spam, and I hope it works out for a bunch of stats effects. But anyways, I have to go open a bunch of keys and see if we can get them. We'll start with gem keys, and hopefully it won't take too long. Servers are a little laggy, as the Mythic did just come out. Of course, now that I say that, it's actually not lagging at all. Let's hope it keeps that way. But we're going to keep trying until we find this guy. Hopefully it doesn't take too many. But we shall keep going until we do indeed have him. However many that may take. Also, I didn't double check global chat. Probably should have. Nope, there. Oh, we got 2! That's why you open 50 at a time and not 200 at a time. Ooh, double Colossus teams. Ooh, how do we do that? Is that even possible? Not even. Double 50% chance you'll get a good Gargoyle gem, which means you'll either get 0 or 2 or 1. But that just means it's going to do 0 twice as hard. But anyways, let's go see what these two can do, or 1, because obviously all these teams are only going to be using one of the Colossus here. Did I just really spell Colossus wrong? Gosh, it's literally right there and I can't even spell it. Let's just do that. Like, how many things have to... Gosh, there. Okay, anyways. Colossus, get in there. Using Scorpio, obviously, as the placeholder here. Something of the same color, so we put it right over top of it. Anyways, let's go get this guy fully traded, fully leveled, all that good stuff. We'll just do it with orbs. Go major orange, boom, boom, boom. Major green, boom, boom, boom. Definitely do not elite level it. And, yeah, let's go see what this thing can do. So, obviously, very tanky troop. That's going to be his main goal in every fight. You know what? I didn't even check what we have for our PvP fight. Let's go bring in the PvP. So, we got a Frost Mage build. We actually just had the Frost Mage Hero class event yesterday. And also, we have a new faction today, or faction event, I should say. New deep delve for it. Not actually a whole new faction, but a new troop. We'll be going over that in a separate video. But for now, all in on this Mythic. So, this is a good Gargoyle gem spam team. You can go one of 2 different weapons. Either the Beast version if you're going Warden, or the Elf version of this exact weapon under the same color if you're going Archer. But basically, you want a Green Storm hero class. The reason I went with Warden, even though it doesn't have half-mana start, it has Dispel. And our main damage source is a full AoE damager. So I just wanted to have Dispel in case they have Submerge. If I'm not mistaken, Frost Mage can have Submerge, so we're actually going to be able to utilize that in this particular fight. It doesn't always run it, but you know it can. Of course, we got our little bunny skulls. But basically, good Gargoyle gems, if we end up exploding them off the board, we will end up getting them for a bunch of benefits. We just gain a bunch of random stats effects to our own team. And that's basically what we're aiming for here. We're going to want to go for his Explode. Are we frozen on blue? We are not. Unfortunately, we also don't utilize blue in this particular situation. However, we can extra turn and try to get some more of these Gargoyle gems. So that's exactly what we shall do. Okay, let's go see what this Explode does. So, if this Explode does what I think it does, if we use it right here, it'll destroy every gem except that yellow, that purple, that green, and that blue. Let's just go slow it down and make sure that is exactly what it does. And if it does, then gosh, this is awful. And if it does a bigger amount, then okay, maybe it can be usable. Maybe there's a lot of mana accumulation, but let's see. So if it doesn't explode, that purple, that yellow, that blue, that yellow, that means it's literally just a Uber Doom Skull explode. Just wherever you happen to use it. Let's see here. About to find out. Is that what it does, or does it do something bigger? Come on. Nope, that is exactly what it does. It's a 5x5 without the corners. And he does boost ratio from all those Gargoyle gems, which gives him a lot more bulk. We also get a random stats effect for every single one of those, as you can see in ultra slow motion. Ultra slow motion! And we keep getting an extra turn that makes it go even slower! Anyways, for our sanity, let's bring it back to 4 times speed, as in aka the normal speed of the game. Okay, so where were we? Well, we could do that again. He got all his mana back. We triggered a billion skulls there as well. I'll just go for another explode. All the greens. I actually don't want to cast his ability. One issue that pretty much every tank mythic has in the entire game is that they block too much of your mana. So after you do them kind of once for a lot of value, like we just did, don't cast them again. Because they tend to just sit there doing absolutely nothing. So at this point, we're pretty much just spamming this guy to keep doing our damage pressure. And I believe he does boost ratio from good Gargoyle gems. Oh no, it's only his mana drain that gets boost ratio though. So we have Dispel to make sure he can't submerge. That's the whole reason why we're running this hero class. Simply so we have that. We are technically running only 1 damage source in this team, but we can also get quite a bit of value from all the skulls, so hopefully that'll be fine to offset our damage, as it'll have to be, because it's the only damage we have with this team. This team is obviously meant to be very slow and tanky. We have a near invincible tank in first slot, at least in this kind of circumstance. Obviously he can easily die, but still, at least in this kind of situation, he's pretty bulky. We get a bunch of good Gargoyle gems effects to make them even bulkier, and he constantly keeps mana draining them, so, you know, even bulkier. It's not meant to win quick. Honestly, any team with this thing is not going to win quick. However, it is meant to do what tank mythics do, and that is not die. And overall, I would say he's pretty underwhelming. It's an issue that pretty much every tank mythic has, though. It's not exclusive only to him. Some at least get like a little bit more of an effect, like Stonehammer that has like stun burn that can actually do some offensive pressure. This guy has no offensive pressure. The only offensive pressure you're getting is if you get like Enrage or Reflect off of one of his positive effects from one of the Gargoyle gems. And the worst part is, if you're extra turn spamming, you don't even get to fully utilize the Gargoyle gem effect that he has, because it's per turn, not like extra turns like this guy. So at least the Tourmaline, he actually has some damage pressure. He has, you know, he still has the Gargoyle gem mechanic, but he does it every single time you take extra turns. So, you know, when you have momentum, you can actually create more of them. But this guy, you have to like deliberately lose your turns in order to even have a chance. And even then, sometimes he just doesn't want to do it. He just doesn't do it occasionally. But we're basically just going to keep poking them down, get them all down, and go into the other teams here. We were frozen there, so we're not going to be able to get the value there. I don't think we had to score Reflect there. We're just going to not cast his ability. We're going to get the enchant right there, so we should be good to go. Just get our Explode. Get a few more good Gargoyle gems to make it even more unkillable. No skull in play here. Oh no, it's going to get the summons. Oh gosh, his summon is actually kind of bulky too. Though our damage source is now in first slot, so this might actually help us. I don't think he was mana blocked much to begin with, but now he really isn't mana blocked, if he was even remotely before. But one more AoE and we should be good to go to take that out. He does have that Submerge again. We do have to deal with the summon, but if we just Explode here, this should get our mana. But this being now in last slots, he's not a tank anymore, so we can't use all that bulk. However, we can now just go straight into our damage and not have to worry about him ever being in the way. But we can also cast him for mana accumulation now, since he's actually not blocking everything, so we'll do that. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I should have went for one more Doom Skull. I forgot. It was Hunter's Marked, so I could have went for the extra damage there to kill it. Oh well, not too big a deal. Anyways, first battle down. So, next, let's see what we have here. Oh gosh, Infinite. No, that's not Infinite. What even is that? That's like Obsidious Goblin team? With like Elementals on it? Weird combination, but sure. Let's go for it. So, this next one is going to try to make Colossus as big as possible. We're just going to throw a billion buffs into it and hopes it works. We're just going to go all in on Skull Spam. This should have a little bit more momentum to it. And we're basically... Hey, a Pet Gnome! And we're basically trying to make one really big invincible unit. So this thing has... oh no, this isn't the yellow skull one. This is the green skull. For a second it was like, alignment. But yeah, that's the other one. But we'll still be able to get quite a bit of value here. We are frozen on some stuff. We got a Bless Barrier on him. Doesn't really help us much in this particular situation. I think we just take purple and go from there. I don't want to give him yellow extra turn if we can help it. He's going to Leprechaun, which I can't really do anything about. Actually, that's not true. I can convert all the... Oh, hold up. Yeah, I think we do. It also denies every green. I'm also doing that because of Leprechaun. I did that for 2 reasons. One is Leprechaun just exploded nothing. The second reason was Pet Gnome needs to not escape. Because we need to go kill that. Okay, so let's go put the plan in motion. So we just buff this. He becomes huge. Now we just skull spam and kill everything. And that's pretty much the game plan. Every single skull just does a lot of damage. We have green convert, so we can keep denying that, keep getting that value, and just keep clearing the board until we have a board where we can actually convert, and rinse and repeat until he's killed out the entire team. And that's pretty much the entire premise of this build right here. He just becomes very bulky. We might not even need his ability, which is an issue a lot of tank mythics have. A lot of times it's actually better for them just to not even cast, to just kind of tank there and do their thing. Ooh, us being entangled there is very unfortunate, though. Because our only damage is skulls, and we're entangled. And our main tank that's supposed to be doing all the damage is not in first slot, which is very much not ideal. It's not even worth doing the other thing here. You know what? We're just going to do a big explode, and just do that for now. Get him even bulkier. But honestly, at this point, Thrawn needs to die. Because he's just there being annoying at this point. Rope Dart's going to be the most annoying thing probably in this fight, as he's going to constantly make it so we can't really do much in a lot of these situations. I can go for a skull poke over there. I'm going to do this and hope he gets skull distracted. He did not get skull distracted. He goes for Thrall again, which is actually a good thing because now Thrall's going to die. But now our other troop ended up taking the other thing. Oh no, this is for the pet thing too. No, we got to win. Okay, you need to get unentangled. Yes! The extra turn bless from Archdiva landed on our troop. Unfortunately, not any good Gargoyle gems giving us any kind of a good effect here. However, we were able to get the bless thing there, get the Hunter's Mark from her, and then boom, one-shot it. As she does have Hunter's Mark, so we could go straight into the Archdiva's buff on him to be able to one-shot pretty much everything in the game, at least at this damage range. And now just one more skull, and boom, dead. Look at that. And yeah, that's pretty basically the premise of the team. Just hope they don't have Entangle. And if they do, well, you do have Bless if you can get some extra turns in there. Though not off the new Mythic, mostly off of Archdiva there. Because good Gargoyle gems, when it starts at the beginning of every single one of your turns, not particularly consistent. Anyways, next let's go for the low rarity team. We're kind of using a different version of the team we kind of just use, except we're using Black Manacle as our base. We have the Great Worm here for some skull pressure. We don't have like a direct skull convert. He is a legendary, however, he's a faction legendary, so he's super easy to obtain. He's easier than some epics to obtain as far as faction legends are concerned. You simply just throw a bunch of shards in the Worm Run faction, and you'll have him in no time. A couple hundred could do it. If you get unlucky, maybe 1,000 or 2. But it shouldn't take that many. Basically, we're doing a double AoE burst. We're using good old Black Manacle, very consistent weapon just to be using throughout the game. We're using Archmagus to feed a bunch of mana directly. Colossus, obviously the tank, as he always does. And Leprechaun because mana. And that's pretty much the whole premise here. And let's see if we can take out a high rarity team. Biggest concern here will be Zolgoth. We're running a pure AoE team, other than the full few skulls we're going to be poking here and there. And he just froze us. So that's kind of problematic. I think I just have to take it and hope he doesn't get follow-up. So we're going to take that just so he doesn't get it. We do have our Colossus ready to go. We can go for this if we want. We can go take the good Gargoyle gem and hope it's something good. Let's see. Is it anything good? What did we get? I'm not even sure what we just got there. Because we're currently cursed, so I'm not sure if we even did anything. But we'll go for the Leprechaun there. We do have our double AoE. Biggest concern here is Zolgoth will kill us in 2 turns. Depends if he's smart enough to take the blue there into Cascade. Let's hope he doesn't. I'm actually not going to go for... Wait, does he have like... Gosh, what can we even devour? Okay, we would have 2 things we could devour if it gets lucky. So I'm actually going to go for this one. We did not land a devour. It was worth a shot. But we did not get it. We'll go for the other little damage poke. And constantly we'll just keep chipping them down. We'll go for the good Gargoyle gem again. Hope we get something good. Looks like we got Reflect there, and he just keeps cursing us, so it really doesn't matter. He just keeps immediately cursing us every single time. We're going to go for the Skull from Sky. We don't get any value from it right now. And we actually got it. Oh no, but we're frozen on the first slot. No. Okay, well, Zolgoth's going to do Zolgoth things. I think we might actually lose on the low rarity one here. So we're up against 2 boss troops, a Mythic, and a really high-leveled hero. So, kind of makes sense, but I don't know. Maybe we'll be able to scrap something together here. Obviously, we have Skull Poke, but what I really want here is double Skull Poke. I'm pretty sure I'm missing something really obvious. Obviously, there are a billion extra turns. However, we are frozen because of Zolgoth Curse. So we don't have a direct way into this right now. I'm trying to see if we have any kind of weird cascade anywheres. I am not seeing one, though. We can go like a vertical anywheres. No. So it's probably the safest to take this downwards. He'll get a Skull Poke, which is to be expected. But then we can just Skull Poke him back, which gets rid of the Zolgoth. We get him Black Manacle, throw into a follow-up, and pretty much just win. And if we could actually get an option here, we can do just that. Let's see. What even do we want here? We'd probably want to take a yellow into risking the red. I mean, the skull. And we got the skull, and there we go. And, yeah, that's that. We actually got every skull cascade we needed that battle. It's kind of funny because I don't think we had a skull storm the entire time. But yeah, long story short, this Mythic is very absurdly skippable. If nothing else, I guess you're getting him as another thing you could put into Hellcrag. Actually, doesn't this give another star to Hellcrag? Let me go look. Yes, this brings Hellcrag to 12 stars, it looks like. Yes, 12-star Hellcrag. Doesn't really do anything. But if nothing else, it makes it easier to get to 10 star, so there's that, and that's pretty much the only thing it's really doing. And if you do get to 10 star, it gives you the stat of armor, so you can get a little bit extra armor there, which of course can help some actually good teams like Verwain, Sir Quine Hadley, not Sir Quine Hadley, I mean Guard's Avatar, anything to boost based on armor. But yeah, it's just a bulky mythic that unfortunately does not have enough power to really do anything. This is an issue that pretty much all bulky mythics have. He's definitely on the lower end of bulky mythics, but he's still kind of usable. He has the good Gargoyle gem mechanic, but I just wouldn't really bother with him. The Gargoyle mechanic was already kind of bad to begin with, and is put on a tank mythic, which generally aren't really used compared to offensive options, and it's very skippable. It is pretty much the bottom line. You're really only getting it for completionist purposes, to upgrade Hellcrag, or any similar reason. You would not be getting this thing to actually use it in battle for the most part, unless you want to mess around with them. Anyways, guys, that's a rundown on the Mythic. All the teams are below if you want to go and mess around with any of them, and we'll be covering the faction in a little bit later today. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Best of luck if you are going to try for the Mythic, and I'll catch you all later. Goodbye, everyone, and have a wonderful Easter as well.